Hey, what's going on YouTube? Storm here with another video today talking about a new Yu-Gi-Oh card that's coming out in World Superstars in a few weeks called Earthshattering Event. This card was recently announced by Konami, so I thought I'd give it a little bit of coverage talking about what the card does. So, here's a picture of the card. So anyway, Earthshattering Event is a normal spell, or not normal, continuous spell card. Something like, for example, like Kaiser Coliseum, for example. So the effect reads, if a card's, meaning multiples, obviously, is sent from your deck or your opponent's deck to the graveyard, target one card in either graveyard, shuffle that target into the deck. Also, neither player can send cards from the deck to the graveyard for the rest of the turn, even if the card leaves the field. So, with this card, my first thought when I read this card was that it has interesting applications in that I like cards that I can use on both my turn and my opponent's turn. So I can self-trigger this effect if I think my opponent's going to start dumping stuff into the graveyard. Like if I'm playing Shaddolls, for example, that was the first thing I saw this card. I was like, it's an anti-Shaddol card. So on my turn, what I can do is I can dump a card from my deck to the graveyard to prevent them from shadow gamesing me on the end of the turn. So, and the other thing is, and that as far as on their, the Shaddolls are the first deck I also thought of for using it on their turn. Because most of the time, if I play a lot of decks that rely on the extra deck, so my opponent is going to dump stuff from their deck to the graveyard for Shaddol Fusion. This card does is it prevents them from, if they go into Construct, it prevents them from dumping more cards. Also, like it activates when they dump stuff for their fusion. It activates when Construct hits the field, which means that I can shuffle their fusion spell back into the deck, so they don't have easier access to it. So this does two things. One, by not allowing them to dump with Construct, one of the biggest pluses a lot of Shaddol players will do is they'll use Construct to deck Shaddol Core to add that fusion spell back to their hand. So what this card does, it stops them from, not only does it shuffle the fusion spell back, it prevents them from recycling it with something like Shaddol Core. So against Shaddolls, this card could have some interesting applications. As far as other decks, I mean, it's a bit subpar against other decks such as Burning Abyss. I mean, I guess it's useful against Necros because it can shuffle their Djinn or any of their ritual spells back into their deck if on your turn. But I feel that other than Shaddolls, I can't really think of a lot of decks this card really has a lot of, well, pardon the pun, earth-shattering things against. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think about this new card coming out in World Superstars, and please follow my channel on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Also, I will be streaming on Twitch on Thursday afternoons from 3 to 5 now. I think I finally decided on time. So tune in for that. And I'll usually post right when I stream. So it's at twitch.tv/AuraStorm43. And if you like what you saw from this video, please subscribe. This is AuraStorm signing out.